Howdy, y'all. My name's Jimmy Watts, and we are in session at JackRabbit SoundShack.
People say a man made out of mud, poor man made out of muscle and blood, muscle and blood. Skin and bone, got a mind that's weak and a back that's strong. Well, I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. Picked up my shovel load, I walked to the mine, loaded 16 ton, number 9 cold straw boss said, son, bless my soul, you load 16 tons, what do you get? No, they own the Lord and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't call me, I can't go, I owe my soul to the company store. Born one evening, drizzling rain, fighting and the trouble over my middle name. I was raised in a canebrake by an old mama lane. Ain't no high-tone woman to make me walk no line. You load 16 tons and what do you get? No, they owe the Lord and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company's door. See me come, better step aside. A lot of man dead and not a lot of man die. I got one fist iron, another made of steel. Well, if a right one don't hit you, then the left one will. You load 16 tons and what do you get? No, they owe the Lord and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company.
All right, so the first song that we played, what song was that you brought in for us, Jimmy?
Tennessee Ernie Ford song, 16 Tons.
Okay, and what made you want to play that song?
Man, I was actually just I couldn't think anything else to play right off the bat, and I was kind of nervous.
Sure.
So I just kicked it off with that one. It was, gets me in the groove a little bit. I kind of close my eyes and just chill out.
Awesome.
So, thanks for coming in, Jimmy. I know you live out in Bastrop. It's a little bit of a drive, and we appreciate you making the trek. And plus, I just really want to get you back in here, just so I can tell people how we met. We met through my good friend Walker, who I just talked to last night. I was going to tell you, Jimmy.
He told me to tell you hi just a minute ago, matter of fact.
You talked to him?
Yeah.
Did you say, hey, I'm coming in to do his podcast? Mm-hmm. You better tune in. Mm-hmm. All right, shout out to Walker. Hey, man.
What's up, Walker?
Yeah, sorry I missed you guys when you were in town. I felt bad about that, but he's such a cool dude. And
también.
Anyway, so Walker introduced me because Walker had played with my good friend Clay McClinton, and he plays fiddle. And I was getting my studio, JackRabbit SoundShack, going, and he was trying to help me out. And he's like, "Hey, man, I play in this band that's really cool. They're kind of like a honky tonk Jimmy Watts band, Jimmy Watts Brothers band at the time, because you were playing with your brother, correct?"
Yeah, it was it was the Watts Brothers Band, but you know what? Jimmy Watts Brothers Band would have been a cool name too.
Okay, so the CD that you guys cut here at JackRabbit SoundShack was called the Watts Brothers Band.
Yep.
Okay, now I feel even worse because that I did mess that up.
No, 'cause that's awesome. That's awesome. I actually like that. Little Jimmy Watts's big brother's band. Some band.
And
I
the
like it.
holding company. And the holding company.
There you go.
Oh,
The
yeah.
number 4 holding company. Okay. Anyway.
So yes, I met you through Walker. You guys were about to do a little tour stretch, and you needed to cut a like EP, like demo sort of record.
Yeah. Just a little. What do we put on there? 5 or 6 songs, something like that.
Yeah, it was like Oxblood Floors, Matagorda Bay, Laura Green, and like 1 or 2 others. All great tunes. If you guys who are tuning in haven't heard that record, can they find that somewhere? Is that available?
Shoot, man, I
Is
got
that in the
a
archives?
dresser drawer. It's in somewhere probably. I don't know. I have to go look for it, man. We had a big old box of them, and we were trying to sell them. And I am
You just give them away.
I love capitalism, but I'm a horrible capitalist because I just give this stuff away.
in the same way.
Yeah, and yeah, I think maybe you could go to YouTube. That's probably your best bet. Reverb Nation, I think, has got some stuff on there. I hadn't been on that site in a while.
Those that you guys did here?
I think so, man. I think the my buddy Adam Forrester, I think he uploaded a bunch of stuff. I have to double check on that. I need a manager or something, I guess.
I think you do. I think you do. If anybody's out there is a manager and, can help him out.
Yeah, we need social media people for our show.
Yeah,
so if anybody out there is a social media expert, please contact us.
Tell me where to play, and I will play my guitar, and I will sing, and
Start your tweeting.
yeah,
Twittering.
just tell me where.
So the stuff you have on YouTube, is it the records that you recorded here, or is it more like live show recording kind of stuff?
Live shows.
Okay.
Got a lot of stuff with it's a trio that I play with right now, and then
So is it like you on vocals and guitar, bass, and then drums?
that's correct. That's
Okay,
correct. Yeah.
cool.
So I saw a video though online there was like a girl in the band. I swear it was like mandolin or banjo.
Man, that was the old band, and we played for I don't know 3 or 4 years. I was talking to her name's Jill Bates.
That was an old video that I saw.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a newer video.
No, man. She is an unbelievable songwriter. She's brilliant. She's beautiful. We played in a 5-piece. We had a mandolin. We had Walker.
Walker wasn't in this video.
No, he wasn't.
No.
Man,
I'm not sure what video it was, but
Dude,
I was like, man, he's got this new band and they sound pretty slick. So that's
Golly.
why I called you up. I was like, we got to get the bud. But you're a trio now.
Yeah. I just play with a
It's the
drummer.
same
and
guys?
Yeah. No, different guys. I play with a fella named David Johnson. Plays a bass. Dude's awesome.
I'm so off on this. Oh,
No,
I'm
man.
so sorry.
And then I play with another fella, Pete Langens, Pete the Beat. These guys play with all kinds of awesome musicians.
I really think you only need a trio, but I thought it was cool having the extra,
Dude, I miss it.
instruments. I mean, I love mandolin and banjo and pedal steel. You
Dude,
need to have pedal
I was
steel.
talking
Stuff
to-
can add a lot to the arrangement for sure.
Yeah,
but,
man.
yeah.
Well,
Fiddle.
I guess we all love instant gratification, and there's
Right.
just something about playing in a band like that that's solid together. So a few years we were playing, man, 2 or 3 times a week, and it was starting to get ridiculous because we have day jobs, we got freaking lives and
Yeah.
family and stuff, and it don't work like that. You love the music so much, so you get yourself out there and you start working, and you make enough money to continue to work, but really it's not a matter of cost. It's just hard. It's just really hard.
When you were playing 2 to 3 times a week, did you have like residencies at places, or was this like kind of different places, random places throughout the week?
Yeah. We have we'd be playing consistently at places in Bastrop and a lot of the
Okay.
country honky tonks.
That's where you live out in Bastrop.
And
yeah,
those are the best places to play. And then we come into
especially
Austin.
for this type of music, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I love Austin. Austin, Texas is it's a music capital of the world. Some of it's kind of I don't know. It's kind of difficult to play in Austin.
Yeah, some of
especially-
it's a little pretentious.
Yeah, if you want to spend some time there, man, it's a lot of hard work.
Right.
I know a lot of guys that spent a lot of time playing in Austin, and they make a living playing music now, doing what they love to do, and people love listening to it. It's a beautiful thing. It's difficult. What I like doing is playing these old honky tonks out in the middle of nowhere, out in the country. It's great, man. Cistern Country Store, Lebo Wagon Stop, out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
It takes you 2 hours to get to, man.
Yeah.
And
Have you played 290 Bar?
where's 290 Bar?
Across the street.
What's
That
the
would
deal?
be a no.
It was like the last bar in Austin that you could smoke in for a while. And so people would come out here just so they could smoke in the club again, you know.
Hell yeah. Where is it?
It's not smoking again.
Damn.
But they had a like nice set of JBLs, nice PA, and they brought in these honky tonk bands. You guys would do well over there, probably.
Well, dude, if Nutty Brown's closing down.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's out to the public.
Don't tell anybody.
In session broke the news.
Yeah, I think HEB bought it.
Oh, really?
It's a rough world, man. It's a crazy world we're living in.
But Clint Black's still playing over there in a couple weeks.
I'm down.
Well, I mean, with your type of music, I feel like there's places that you like to play the old honky tonks and all that. I feel like that is actually better. I feel like you're probably playing to your audience. You know, if you tried to play in Austin, you might get lost among the sea of everybody wanting to do something different.
Dude,
you know,
it's hit or miss in Austin.
Right.
If you're consistent, people are gonna come out and listen to you. There's a great bar out Manchac, Giddy Ups.
I've heard of that.
I love that place, man.
Yeah.
And Miss Nancy that runs it, she's a sweet lady. She always takes good care of the musicians, and that's, you know, I love Austin, Texas, but
Have you played a Green Hall?
no, never.
How about Lukenbach?
Never played in Lukenbach.
Both of those places you should be playing.
yeah, you should be playing at Green for sure. I haven't been to Lukenbach, so I'm not aware of that. But Green is a really
I'm
nice
down.
venue.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you should check
I
it
know
out.
somebody that used to book for Clay McClinton, and she might be able to put me in the right
Right
direction.
on. Man, Clay's
Brandy, if you're out there, Jimmy Watts needs a hookup.
Yeah, that's right. I got to meet Clay at Walker's wedding.
He's awesome.
Yeah, dude's
Brandy
cool,
and Clay,
man.
his wife's awesome too. They're good people.
Yeah, yeah.
And Clay is Delbert McClinton's son. Yeah.
That is correct.
That's Delbert McClinton's son.
You didn't know that?
What? What?
Maybe we shouldn't be talking about this stuff.
We're
People have reference
gonna hang
points,
out
yeah.
with this guy all night long, man.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's good people.
I went to middle school with him. We
It's
go
all
way
coming
back.
together.
You knew that, didn't you? Really?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So, Jimmy, can you at least ballpark, how many songs have you got written?
Man, dude. I don't know. I really don't know. Songs that I could play for you right now. I could play 10, 20 songs for you right now.
Okay.
That are worked up and you feel comfortable with, is what you're saying.
I guess. Well, maybe not feel comfortable with, but that I could play.
Campfire Jam.
But you know how it is, man. I mean, you just as a songwriter, you gotta carry around a piece of paper and a pen with you all the time, and you write all the time. So
Yeah.
sometimes life gets in the way, and I forget that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, is writing music, and so I forget that piece of paper and that pen. But most of the time I got it, and most of the time I'm writing. So as far as songs go, it's just a way of life.
Right. Well, it's just, I mean, you're the first artist I think we've had come in here, at least for the show, who wasn't really sure of which songs you were going to play, not because you didn't have a plan, but because you just, well, I don't know, what's going to feel good today kind of thing.
Jimmy shoots from the hip, and I like that.
Yeah,
he just
right.
rolls with the punches and goes with it. Hey, let's see what I feel. Right
Yeah,
now.
man.
There are a few different things about this episode, actually. A, that. B, you're the first artist to sit down in front of the microphone for the dialogue with a guitar in your hands.
That's right.
And C, which we'll talk about later, Vance actually got in on this session, and helped you with percussion and
That
drums.
was fun. Thanks
Yeah,
for letting us
dude.
Sounded
jam.
really good.
Well, man, I need all the help I can get, and I just did those songs because I felt comfortable with them, and I'm nervous.
Well, the one thing that I was saying to you earlier is Jimmy is a smoking awesome, like honky tonk guitar player, and one of the things that I like hearing your stuff acoustically. You're awesome, and you're good at supplementing, a little lead here and there. But when you got a rhythm section going behind you, you can really go and do some sick leads. And I think that that's the only thing that you know, you're not able to shine as the guitar player that you are when you're not having a band backing you up.
Well, appreciate that.
You do a great job. You know, you still supplement a little cool thing here and there, you know, without letting the main part of the song drop. Because that's the thing about playing guitar. You know, if it's just you can't just start soloing, you know. I mean, you can. What if you're playing a song, you need to have that going, you know.
I've learned a lot just playing in a trio consistently now for the last year or two. You know, when you want to drop down in a solo, it's all about the way you listen to the music. Always felt like there's something lacking if you just go straight to a solo. So you gotta have some finesse
your way into it.
How you go about it, and
unless you're hitting a kick drum or cowbell or tambourine with your foot or something, there's got to be something.
Dude, I was doing that for a little while, dude. I had a cajon and my drum pedal, and I was just.
You can't be playing rhythm and then just go into a lead and not have something there. You know, it's just kind of, you can, but it's kind of weird.
Sometimes you gotta play the lead and strum the chords over top of it.
Well, not everybody can do that.
Right. Not everybody has the brain capacity to be able to separate the two from their fingers to the guitar.
I don't mean to be rude, but I don't think it's brain capacity. I think in my case, it's just a mild form of retardation.
Autism, I think, is what you're looking for.
Asperger's.
Yeah. I'm just. I've been doing it a long time.
How long have you been playing and writing?
That's what I was going to ask. How long have you been writing songs?
I've been writing songs since I was little kid. I grew up listening to my dad. My dad is real interesting individual. Did a lot of things, and he played guitar and he wrote songs. And so I grew up with that. And there were guitars all over the place. It's not what he did for a living, but you know, it's just always a part of.
He played a little bit.
Yeah, man. It's always a part of our life. So he taught me my first chords, and then he introduced me when I was 7 years old. He introduced me to a friend of his, Mr. Bob, and Mr. Bob gave me some guitar lessons for, 6 months. Just basically taught me how to learn the neck of the guitar. Finger exercises and scales, you know, chords. You got to learn the chords. When you gotta play. And he told me that you got to practice 30 minutes at least every day to get used to something. Now, he didn't say 30 minutes every day and you're done practicing. He said in order to keep your fingers from killing you and hurting you, you have to work on that particular thing for 30 minutes every single day, and in 2 weeks, the pain will go away.
Yeah.
So this dude grew up practicing 3 hours a day. I mean, we all don't have that luxury.
Right.
But I grew up playing the guitar, and then, of course, you know, in high school, you put it down for a little bit to go do some other things. But
yeah.
What's interesting, okay, so this is a cool story.
Sure.
I got two older brothers. They started playing instruments, and they quit. My mother wasn't going to have that with me, so I had to make an agreement. I was going to take lessons. I was going to learn how to play guitar, and I wasn't going to quit.
Okay.
I had to play 30 minutes every single day, and then I was relieved. I was okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she set up a timer for me. After about 2 weeks, I started slacking off. So at about 25 minutes, man, I'd quit.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to start over again.
For another full 30 minutes?
Yeah. Or I didn't get dinner, and I just had to go straight to my room.
Well, that's a deal.
This is at what age?
This is at 7. This is about 8 years old. You know, I had learned how to play the guitar. I learned chords or whatnot, and then I was taking lessons. I was going to get serious about it. So, yeah, I reckon about 8. So it got to the point where me and my mother, we got in such a struggle. We we would my indignant nature, my stubbornness would get the best of me, and my fingers would bleed, and I'd still go to bed hungry because I'd play for 26 minutes, 27 minutes, 29 minutes.
Trying to cheat the system.
Yeah, the timer didn't go off. As she go up there, she start the timer. She say, "We got an arrangement, and you're screwing with me. Go back up there and play your guitar." Dude, I wind up playing for hours at night and still going to bed hungry. And then a couple years later, 2 years later, I get home from school, and I got to the point where I just go straight for the guitar and knock it out. Play my 30 minutes. A lot of the time, I'd wind up playing for an hour. Sometimes I'd play all night.
Mm-hmm.
Get home, I can't find a guitar anywhere, and I got to fall over guitars to get through the front door most of the time because there's guitars everywhere in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find a single guitar.
Okay.
Mom, what's going on? Has there been a horrible accident? She said, go outside, go play with your friends, and then come in here, do the dishes, clean your room, eat some dinner, and then I'll tell you where your guitar is.
Okay.
So I couldn't put it down. So she also helped enforce the social life for me. But the guitar got to the point where, man, I'm just really grateful for she just pushed me hard, and she didn't ever starve me. She knew, because of my prideful heart and my stubbornness, she knew that my shallow intelligence would get the best of me, and she could, you know.
Oh, she also enforced boundaries and rules and made sure. I mean, at the end of it, it was kind of your decision the nights that you went to bed without eating, you know?
Of course, dude.
Self-discipline.
Yeah.
It was awesome, man. So, and now I can do
paid
that.
off.
Thanks, Mom.
That's a great story. And I find that very interesting because I work in music retail and we have teachers and lessons at the store. And I deal with, music mom parents all the time. Mm-hmm. And some of them are really strict. And like we got this, I better be careful what I say, but we do have, some parents that are really pushing their kids. And these kids are like 7 years old, like what you're talking about, how you were. And it's like, it's a saxophone. You don't even have the air capacity to be playing.
I know, dude.
Cycle breathing and all.
Yeah.
And this child would go and lock himself in the bathroom because he didn't want to do the lessons.
Dude, there are lines. There are lines, And I read something today about the tennis players. Mrs. Williams, she won a competition when she was pregnant, and I know how she grew up. Her dad pushed her to work at what she did, her and her sister. I don't know, man. That I can't, you can't look at that as abuse. They're grateful for it. For me, I was never shit. My finger, excuse my language, my fingers bled occasionally, but I was asking for that.
My parents forced me to take piano lessons at the age of 4, and I hated it.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to hate it.
And they were like trying to bribe me and stuff, I mean, they sort of did the same thing with swimming lessons. But the piano, I was like, it's boring. I couldn't read. And they had me playing, like complicated classical pieces, but I wasn't reading music. I was memorizing them.
Yeah.
And my little Argentinian, teacher was like, force feeding me this stuff into my brain. And so I would go up there and do these recitals, but then I discovered the drums, and that changed my life. And it's like, you got to find what the kids got to want to do it, or if you push them to do it. And then I went to music school. I was happy I had those piano lessons. Let me tell you.
I tell you what,
so, you thank them later. You might be pissed off at the time, but then later you're like, thanks, Ma, for pushing me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're exactly right, man. Especially about I'm an ear guy. So a lot of the music that, hopefully I had a partner so I could listen to their part. And so what
kind of music did your mom like?
Man, my mom actually grew up like Buck Owens and
like Texas swing stuff.
Dude, yeah, nice. Man.
Well, that probably rubbed off on you a little, yeah.
Yeah. And my dad, man, if it was good music, he didn't care, where it came from, who was singing it. he might say, well, that guy's kind of a jerk, so I'm not going to buy his record, but that's a pretty good song. But, you know, I mean...
you were telling me the story about Queen.
Oh, yeah. Dad, that's why their name is Queen. No. Well, they still kick some ass, son. Yeah, the Beatles to Aaron Watson, Don Williams...
How did you develop your vocal style? Because your vocal style when you're singing is very different from what you're talking. You know, you sound almost like a soulful black man singing the blues or something. Like you reminded me a lot of Dan Tyminski whenever we were in there listening to some of the stuff.
Tyminski.
Uh-huh.
Man, you know, so I just reach down in there, and my last name's Watts.
Right.
So my grandma, and she's not on the living on this planet anymore. God rest her soul. So she's not going to hear what I'm about to say, but she's the only white woman with the last name Watts in 1,000 square miles, and there are thousands of Watts. Yeah. Well, come on, Grandma. I mean, you know. My granddad's name's Toby.
Okay.
And that ain't his real name. His nickname is Toby. He got that at the age of 3 because out there on man, I can't remember the name of the road out there in the southern parish of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They had this community donkey. You know, somebody needed some help. They needed a donkey to do some work. They had this donkey. His name was Toby, and he was a pain in the butt, stubborn donkey. So they named my granddad Toby because he was just stubborn.
Stubborn ass.
So don't tell my grandma, but Grandma, we the only white people with the last name Watts anywhere around for 1,000 miles. What you think? How come I can sing like that?
All right, guys, this is Vanished by Jimmy Watts here on In Session at JackRabbit SoundShack.
Shamed and broken hearted, alone and humbled and hurt, too far gone for imperfection, and afraid to say the word. I misused the life that I had. I've become so lonesome inside, and I can't see all the bridges for these ashes in my eyes. She's gone, she's vanished to a place I can't find, and I'm tearing away at the seams. She's lost and can't see, so unable to find the things she found in me. No telling where she will wander, in spite of what I have done. And I fear the things that prey on her mind, and I pray she'll overcome. She's gone, she's vanished to a place I can't find, and I'm tearing away at the seams. She's lost and can't see, so unable to find the things she found in me. I'll think about this forever. I'll look back on life, sweet life, and the bridges I burned only stood right here in my mind. She's gone, she's vanished to a place I can't find, and I'm tearing away at the seams. She's lost and can't see, so unable to find the things she found in me.
It's a curious thing for
It
sure.
is,
Yeah.
It's a little, you have a little nasal going on, and it sort of sounds like you got a cotton ball in there, the side
There's
of the
something-
cheek.
But it's working.
But it works.
Child. So I'm playing in a well, it's a black gospel band, man. Soul gospel music, old school.
Oh yeah, is that with Al
yeah.
Green's cousin? The one
Yeah,
you were
that's right.
talking to us about?
Linda Green and the Soul Teens. We play with the beautiful Miss Linda Green. She's something else, man. She can sing. She got some pipes like you ain't never heard.
Where is this happening?
We're at Viejo's. What's today? Today's Saturday, so we're at Viejo's tomorrow. Ooh. Viejo's in downtown Bastrop, Texas,
What time?
noon to 3.
I mean, the people who are listening to this are going to miss it because this will air a week after
That's right.
we record it. But
We're there
yeah,
every
still.
other Sunday.
Are you?
so-
There we
Okay.
go.
Well, there you
There we
are.
go.
Bam. Yeah. Yeah. It's a.
Is it a gospel brunch thing?
Yeah, it's a gospel brunch, dude. And we tear it up, dude. Whoa, I woke up this morning with my mind staying on Jesus. That kind of stuff.
Right on.
So, golly, you gotta have to edit out that cuss word earlier.
That's fine. We can handle a couple of cuss words on the show.
Shit.
The last episode we have had quite a bit. When you're playing, I almost want to hear you play Susie Q.
Yeah, I almost want to play it too, man.
So you mentioned Linda Green and the Soul Teens. You were telling us about the name Soul Teens and how that came to be. Why don't you explain that to our listeners?
Okay. So I play in a soul gospel band. We're called Linda Green and the Soul Teens, and we were sitting around trying to come up with some clever name for the band and the singers behind it and the harmonies, the beautiful harmonies we got. You know, we're our group. You know, we back Linda up. What's our name? You got the Pips, you got the Nightingales, you got all them dudes. What's our name? Who are we? Well, we're just a bunch of poor crackers singing with Linda Green. And who'd have thought 4 white guys could play the blues so well? Well, we thought that. So, my son, I got a boy. He's 14 years old at the time, and he's sitting there with us at rehearsal one night while we're trying to come up with a name. He said, "Crackers. You guys just like some saltine crackers. Just call yourselves the Soul Teens instead."
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty clever.
We're the Soul Teens now.
And it flows pretty nicely off of the tongue.
Golly, we tear it up. It's I'm a humble guy. I'm a humble guy, but we tear it up. We're
What kind
really
of?
good.
So they have brunch. What kind of food does this place serve? Like it's
Man, it's
like
just,
eggs and biscuits and what is it?
man, it is it's good Mexican food, man.
Oh, it's a Mexican brunch. Nice.
And I don't know if you guys have heard. There's a a restaurant across the street in Bastrop, across the street from Viejo's, called Maxine's, and it's kind of a famous joint.
I've heard of that place.
I think I've been there.
I have not been there, but I've heard of it.
Is that a home cooking joint?
Home cooking joint, dude.
Pies?
I was just about to say
Yes.
pie. You said it before me.
I've been there.
I'm like a pie, dude. That's what I live for. I'm so skinny. I got one side, but I do like pie. I will eat a lot of it.
There's a place down in
Yes.
Kyle, I believe.
Was
Yes.
just there the other day, dude.
Texas Pie Company.
Yep, yep.
That place has some amazing pies as well.
My neighbor Chris and Rebecca have a deal because he used to work in Kyle. Neither of them go there without getting the other one a pie.
Oh yeah, well that's got to be the deal. That place is awesome.
Strawberry peach and strawberry rhubarb.
I like their pecan.
Don't tell my ex-girlfriend or future girlfriend about that deal they got going on.
The pie thing?
Yeah, I'll be in trouble.
Be bringing pie every
even
day.
if I get a pie, I'll eat it on the way home, and I'll still be in trouble.
You get those little mini pies.
Yeah.
Eat a mini pie on the way.
Eat it like a pizza.
Did you give me a pie? Oh, I forgot.
Totally
again.
did, honey. It's like an empty tin. Here you go.
You got it all in your face. Is that cherry?
No. Oh man.
So it sounds like you had a pretty musical family growing up. Is that something that your parents pushed, or just you and your siblings just really were into at a time? How did that kind of come about?
Man, I've got a really interesting family. My mom's she's stayed busy, but she's an artist, man. She's a sculptor, she's a painter, she's a potter.
Awesome.
She just got Artist of the Year in Smithville, I think this year, and then she got Bastrop County Artist of the Year a couple times.
That's awesome.
It's real something else, man. My brother Dub, who he and I started this band. He's a painter and a sculptor as well. And
Did he play guitar as well?
He's just a singer. He played the Jews harp as well. Dong, dong, dong,
Oh, but he just was singing in the band.
Yeah.
So you were not really leading the band when he was in the band.
He was the leader, dude, and he was just the singer.
So
and
what
I
happened?
was singing harmony. Man, he met a girl, and I love her. She's my sister-in-law now. I love her to death. But he's a cowboy, and we've got I say we. He's got cattle. He's got horses. So that's what he does, man. It takes a lot of his time up, and
He just doesn't have the time to do it.
well, yeah. He doesn't have the time to do it, and then also where his heart is, he's an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So he's sculpting and he's painting as well as being a cowboy. We got longhorns and horses and donkeys and chickens and turkeys and
Was he writing songs too, or was he singing your songs?
yeah, he and I both write songs. I think all the ones I sang tonight. I sang a song tonight, Misdirection.
Mm-hmm. You told
me-
us not to ask you about that, but we're going to.
Well,
anyway.
yeah, you got to. So me and my buddy Dave Gould wrote that. My buddy Dave, he plays with the Chubby Knuckle Choir. Those guys are pretty cool.
That's a great name.
You ever heard those guys?
No.
They play Green Hall every once in a while. A great group of guys, man. There's like 10 of them, so I can't name everybody's name.
Sure.
I wish I could. Dave and I sat around and wrote that song up one night. Matter of fact, Dave helped me with Oxblood Floors as well. I think he wrote the hook for that.
That's one of my favorite songs
Yeah,
that I've
man.
heard from you.
Yeah,
I haven't heard much, just what's been recorded out of here, and then what you played today for us. But
Right
I
on.
really like that song a lot.
I think I played the same songs. I don't even remember half of the times I've been here. So, but just I've been here 3 times or 4 times. Either way, I don't remember. So but
I
it's just
think 4.
2 out of 4
We're
and
gonna
1 out
say
of 3.
4.
Let's go for that's better.
It might only be 3, but we're gonna say 4.
Well, Oxblood, Misdirection, Dave Gould, and myself wrote those songs, and then the rest of them, I guess I wrote. Yep, pretty sure that was me.
Is David Gould a friend of yours that plays guitar as well, or singer-songwriter?
Yeah, man, he plays guitar, he writes songs. He plays stand-up bass for the
That
Chubby
sounds
Knuckles.
familiar.
Dude, they're all over the place, man.
His
They
name
they
sounds
play
familiar.
Green Hall all the dang time.
But what does it bill as?
Chubby Knuckle Choir.
Okay, I haven't heard of that.
Oh,
I still love that name.
Google them, man. Google them. There's something else.
Is it honky tonk country or what is it?
Dude.
Check it out.
You'd have to ask them.
No labels.
Yeah, it's definitely got no labels. It's real eclectic honky tonk, man, and it's and I mean they got bongos, dude, and they'll do all kinds of crazy stuff. I wish I could name all the members of the band, but
Right.
So who are your biggest influences?
Beer.
I was thinking in terms of bands or
No, I
musicians.
like the beer answer. That's
Beer's a good influence.
answer. I'm pretty sure LSD was a huge
Bad
influence for the Beatles.
Yeah, both good and bad. I guess it's the yin and the yang, isn't it? Man, my father, first of all, I grew up watching him play the guitar and singing. He's, had a beautiful voice, and he used it as an instrument and kind of taught me that. And then, shoot, man, that's I'm influenced by my surroundings every day and the music I listen to. As far as writing goes, man, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, you get guys that can convey so many different things. And
Well, you said your mom was highly influenced by Texas swing. You said Bob Wills?
yeah, man, Bob Wills. Bob Wills is good. Yeah, man. Some of the best stuff out there.
What about like Willie Nelson, Johnny
Willie
Cash,
Nelson for sure?
Highwaymen?
That's all a given. That's all a given, man. There's some poets out there that can say things in a few words that we try to like come up our whole lives with to say in a freaking paragraph or a eulogy.
Yeah.
And they say it in a sentence, and you're like, what the? And as for a songwriter, you appreciate that. It's a beautiful thing to just be able to listen to that, and it being meaningful is way more important in some cases. So then I like, man, Willie Nelson for sure, dude. That dude, yeah, that guy make me cry. John Lennon can make you cry, but then there's John Prine, there's Jerry Jeff Walker.
I hadn't heard much John Prine, and we have a video at the store that I work, and I saw like an old ACL video, and he's all about telling stories.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I had never heard much of his stuff, and it's an interesting approach to writing songs.
Stop punching the mic, Vance.
Sorry. It's an interesting approach, but he does tell stories in an interesting way.
Man, that's what I like about Willie Nelson said one time that very same thing. He said, you got this kind of music, you got this kind of music. Country music tells a story. And then, it's in that movie Ray where he's talking about country music tells a story, man. It makes people think or reminisce.
Well, there's like a thing, and what really gets me, and I've talked about this on the show before, and I've talked about this with Vance before, is storytelling and the songwriting ability. It's one thing to just be able to tell a story, but it's another thing to be able to word it and write the music around it in a way that pulls the listener in and not only gets them to hear what's going on, but to be a part of what's going on. And I feel like you do a really good job of doing that from what I've understood and from what I've heard, which is why I really like the way you perform, the way you write. So, and being people, we're very judging, just as people in general. And looking at you, from what I can tell, you don't look the part of a songwriter, not to the caliber that I think you are, especially. So what kind of stuff goes into your songwriting? How does your process work? What do you absorb from the world when you're writing things?
Man, that's a really great question.
I know it's a lot. Don't be intimidated. It's just I hear a lot in what you say and what you sing about, and I'm kind of fascinated by how people are able to do that.
Well, I'm a man. Men don't like to talk about their feelings and stuff, so
That's true.
music is a good way to express those things. So I also happen to be an emotional individual, I'm an artist inside, and you know, I might not like normalcy, or I just maybe I want to change things, or maybe I don't know what it is, but I'm compelled to play this instrument and sing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, do you spend a lot of time thinking about the lyrics you're writing down and how they're conveying things, and maybe changing little minute 2-letter words in there, just because a small change like that could actually have a huge impact on what's going on?
For sure, man. You know, as far as fine tuning things, you're going to spend a lot of time on that, or just creating an idea or a theme. A lot of the time for me, it's just what I feel, but none of it matters if it's not honest.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
If you lack honesty, I've noticed just from playing for the last, 15 years, I've noticed that if I'm playing my song, especially my song, if I'm playing somebody else's song, if it's not honest, if the lyrics that I'm not singing aren't from inside here, the audience doesn't respond. But every single time that they do come from my heart, every single time, I can see it.
Yeah.
It's just, that's how people respond.
know that.
Yeah.
And they
man.
sense that, they feel that. And that's when a piece of music or a song moves you, is when it does come from the heart and you know that it's coming from a magical place.
Yeah, dude.
And I mean, that's the beautiful thing about music. You go to a show, and when you get those goosebumps, those chills, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's something amazing happening here. Or if you're in a band, I mean, I've had it on stage where you're performing and you're like, I'm having a moment.
Yeah,
I'm having a peak moment.
Yeah,
and
it's
like
important.
things are happening. There's a chemistry, there's a magic happening, and certain bands just have that.
How else can you explain a guy like Chris Christopherson or Bob Dylan? I like people that can sing. I like I admire people's voices. I appreciate that. Bob Dylan, Chris Christopherson, those dudes, they can't sing, but they bring chills to me.
Neil Young.
Yeah.
Neil Young. It's beautiful.
I like those guys' voices. I don't know. It
They're
doesn't bother me.
They're
like
showing
some
me their
people.
heart. I like them too. And I'm like, why do I like their voice?
So many people are like, yeah,
Why?
Neil Young's a horrible singer. Bob Dylan's a horrible singer.
They
Eric
are.
Clapton.
They are.
People
But
don't
I
talk
love
about
it. It's awesome.
It works for what they're doing.
Dude,
I think
it's
they're all
because-
awesome.
Because they're being honest.
Yeah.
Because it's honest. And,
coming
and
from
not
the
many
heart.
people on this planet we walk around on are honest at all.
And that's the cool thing I
With
think
themselves.
about really well-written music, is that the music, when written properly, can find an avenue to somebody that will make them be honest with themselves without even realizing, and that kind of ends up connecting an entire crowd.
It's
which,
exactly
which
it.
It all of a sudden, everybody, with as many differences as we have, everybody is
Yep.
all of a sudden the same person.
That's
to
exactly
an
it.
extent.
Music's the
Because,
universal
dude,
language.
Because Bob Dylan just sang some lyrics that 100 people just said, I feel the exact same way, and I've been trying to figure out how to say it for the last 10 years.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what color you are or anything. He just said exactly what you're feeling and what you're thinking, and all of a sudden you're listening to everything else he's got to say, and that is important.
Right.
Well, artwork. That's what. I guess that's why I'm crazy. Am I crazy because of artwork, or is artwork make me crazy? Does playing guitar make me crazy, or am I crazy because I play the
Do
guitar?
you do visual artwork as well?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like paint or draw or
Yeah, man, photography, paint, sculpture, whatever. So I come from a real conservative family, but we're artists, so
Yeah.
it's weird, man. It's like, we don't. All of our friends, they just kind of look at us weird.
that is unique.
We love each other.
I mean, multiple things can be true at the same time. You can have a certain outlook on things and still want to be expressive.
Dude,
Yeah,
we're just on the other side. So we go, I live out on a large piece of property, and we blow things up and shoot guns most every single weekend. I
Sounds like
shoot
a great
all
time.
the time.
We like to do that here too, but we don't shoot guns as much because we're really close to 290.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
yeah,
with
that
your
ain't no
houses.
good.
Well, we like to blow things up and have fires.
Y'all got to come out and we'll have some fires.
Like, we'll
blow
shoot some
stuff up.
guns.
We'll light some dynamite.
Well, he was joking, but that's actually we could do that kind of thing because it's awesome. And you know what? There will be a point at time if you're out there hanging out with us, you're gonna look at each other and you're gonna be like, "This is legal."
Probably not, but we're doing it and nobody will know.
I can't believe this is legal, and then we'll just all look at you.
Yeah.
We're outside the city
Totally.
limits.
But there are several large explosions, usually every weekend. And, just fun to be had. And there's music and drinking and,
We'll get fiddle.
shenanigans. Yeah.
We'll get
food.
guitar.
Mm-hmm.
But then you guys all also take the time to kind of, I guess, get in touch with yourself for,
Dude,
lack of a better way of putting it.
praise
And-
God.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're not all on your cell
art.
phones.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
in the
man.
city, that's how it is in the city. Everybody is out, at a social gathering, at a bar, or whatever, and they're all on their cell phones.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's weird. And I catch myself doing the same thing, but
happens.
it's good to go get a piece of clay in your hand or,
They've got these fidget cubes now. Have you heard of these?
yeah,
It's like a little
dude.
keychain. It's like a cube, and each side, like of the 6 sides, has like one's got buttons, the other one's got like a little roller. It's like just different things you can fidget around
Dude,
with your
we're
hand.
gonna get one of those, and we're gonna put it in some tannerite, and we're gonna blow it up. It's gonna explode. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
All right.
Dude, tailgate's like where I like to hang out.
Okay.
It's tailgate of my truck in the driveway, dude. Sit there with a notepad and a guitar.
Yeah, especially out in the country. Growing up, I grew up down in the Kyle Butte area, and whenever I was younger, there wasn't really a whole lot out there. I mean, it was my dad's place, and there was about 2 or 3 acres between houses at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's blown up a little bit since then, but there is definitely something to be said for the fact that you can go outside and see the stars at night,
Yeah,
or you can
man.
go out somewhere and it's quiet. You just hear like the wind rustling through the tall grass kind of deal, and it's extraordinarily peaceful.
What's funny is, I remember I had a girlfriend lives here in the city, and there's sirens and there's hustle and bustle and it's noisy, and I want to go back out to the country where it's peaceful. Well, like I'm on my cell phone out in the driveway trying to find a signal so I can talk to her in the big city. And I can't hear her over the crickets and the frogs, and I'm like yelling. So if you some nights, man, we're as close to each other as we are right now, and you're still having to yell
You're
because
like, the coyotes are just too loud. They killed a rabbit, and my goodness. When I first moved
It's
out
not
here,
peaceful.
I would just like record it. I started recording it. I was like, man, I used to live in the student ghetto, man, and I had the hospital on one side and the fire department on the other, and then the ghetto bird circling, and like homeless people
is
living
that
in my
code for
backyard.
helicopter?
Yeah, the ghetto bird.
I wasn't aware of that.
And so you got Care Flight, the ghetto bird, the fire trucks, the ambulances. I felt like I was living in New York, and then I moved out here, and I was like, it's too quiet. I can't sleep. You wake up and there's like birds chirping and stuff, and that's how it is probably where you are.
oh
it's
man,
like
it's
peaceful.
I love it, and peaceful. Yeah, kind of. I mean, we've got livestock, so we deal with what we do with pigs and coyote.
Wild pigs,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
wild boars. You guys like
Yeah,
shoot 'em?
they're tearing things up, man, and they killing
Ruin
the deer.
everything.
They're getting out of hand.
I think boars are one of the few animals you can hunt without having a license, because they just populate so fast and so aggressively.
Yeah, that's right. As long as you got a property where you could shoot, definitely they're gonna procreate and they're gonna live and they're gonna do their thing, but they get out of hand and they really tear things up, man. And
you can get in the helicopter and get an AK-47 or AR-15 and go and like hunt them from a helicopter.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
Full Metal Jacket.
That's awesome. I got a buddy that just got back. He just
That
got back from
sounds
some.
crazy,
But yeah, man, they get in real big. They'll get in a mass number, man, and they'll take a fence out, and they'll get your chickens. They'll get whatever they want if you let them. So
And
it's just
they get huge too. Boars.
we got like 75 on picture the other day. You could count 75 pigs.
Jeez.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, we blast the hell out of those. They taste really good. The not the big ones. They don't taste
It's a
very
little
good.
gamey, right?
Yeah, the big ones aren't good. But the little ones are really good. And then the coyotes, man, you predators are after your chicken. So we, as far as peaceful goes, sometimes it's not so peaceful. There's a lot of work to be done out there in the country. Thank God, I love it. Keeps us busy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Raising hell, drinking beer.
That sounds like a great life, though. I mean,
Yeah, it sounds, hard work for sure. It sounds like there's a decent amount going on, but simple in comparison to
Yeah,
what we've got
man.
going on.
And I don't have the brunt of it. That's my brother that's got the brunt of it. I'm an AC guy during the day, so I fix air conditioners, and my hands are like,
I know I shook your hand. It was like
they all like
shaking
steel.
hands with like, I don't know.
A leather seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Baseball mitt, baseball glove.
Yeah.
Playing the guitar helps, I guess, getting those calluses worked up.
Yeah, dude. Just hard working stock and proud of it, I reckon.
Yeah.
As you should be. We're in session at JackRabbit SoundShack with Jimmy Watts. This is Misdirection.
Misdirection. If you love me, let me go. If you want me, just say no. Don't ever tell me that you need me. Pack right up and leave. I played the part and I ain't grown. There was this little girl from Austin. She was a cutie and a Texan. She came to me with a sad, sad heart. Had to break it all apart. Ain't no need for misdirection. If you love me, let me go. If you want me, just say no. Don't ever tell me that you need me. Pack right up and leave. I played the part and I act wrong. There was a chick out here from Houston. She wanna love me all night long. Well, she wanted me to stay. I had to say no way, ain't no need for misdirection. If you love me, let me go. If you want me, just say no. Don't ever tell me that you need me. Pack right up and leave. I play the part and I act wrong. There was this girl out here from Waco. Got too close, turned out was psycho. I had to creep on out the window. Hope she would not follow. Ain't no need for misdirection. If you love me, let me go. If you want me, just say no. Don't ever tell me that you need me. Pack right up and leave. I play the part and I act wrong. Don't ever tell me that you need me. Pack right up and leave. I play the part and I act wrong. We did it though. We did it. We did that. Golly, as products of our culture, it's hard not to want to use profanity in an interview like this, especially if we're drinking beer. And my mother's going to listen to this, so I can't cuss.
Thank you. It's such a nice change because, to be honest, right off the bat, that's human nature. It's like they're like, well, can I say, bleh? Can I say this word? And it's like, well, you can say whatever you want. It's a podcast, but is it necessary?
Man, George Washington said, a lack of cussing exercises discipline.
Exactly.
Right.
But dadgummit, sometimes I just want to say,
Well, there's a difference. There's a difference in using it.
potluck dinner.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
No, using it for emphasis versus just sounding uneducated.
Yeah.
You know.
Like when in that movie regarding Henry, where Harrison Ford got shot in the head in the convenience store, and he used the F word. I was appalled because I never heard Harrison Ford speak that kind of foul language before, but he just got shot. So, I mean, in that case, it was appropriate. I would have said the same thing.
Right. You got
know
shot.
what I mean?
What are you going to do?
He was reaching out. He was breaking the distance, the aesthetic distance between the viewer and the character, and he was really bringing it together, and he was opening it up, and he used the F word, and he made a point.
Well, the funny thing about Harrison Ford cussing like that, and I'll bleep this so as to appease y'all, but I don't know if you saw the video where David Blaine goes to Harrison Ford's house to like perform a magic trick.
Yes.
No.
He was cussing like a sailor.
Well, like at the end of the video,
get the out of my house.
Yeah, Harrison Ford looks at David Blaine and he goes, "Get the out of my house." Okay.
No, I'm serious. Get out.
He's like,
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit over the break, Jimmy, you and I, about talking about shooting guns and
Word
therapy,
Blowing things up and
how things
fires.
and how things are, doing that's a little therapeutic because you have to focus and concentrate. And there's discipline that goes into it, along with, you're not just squeezing a trigger and firing off rounds flippantly. It's just, there's certain stuff that goes into it. I wanted to tie that back into you and your guitar playing, because for me, I haven't been playing my whole life like you have, but for me, playing the guitar is very therapeutic for me. Is it the same way with you playing the git fiddle? Even though I know you've been playing as long as you have, is it still kind of have that same effect with you?
Man. Most definitely. I don't know if playing the guitar makes me crazy or I'm crazy because I play the guitar. I don't know.
Right.
Or maybe you're crazy and guitar playing makes you sing.
Maybe. I don't know. Let's go there now. I didn't think about that. I do sing like a lunatic. Man, it is therapeutic, dude. I mean,
how often do you find yourself at home, like just watching TV or sitting on the couch or something, and you just grab your guitar and pull it up almost unconsciously, and start strumming the strings?
all the time, dude.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people like me. They just got them lying around. I got to have them lying around so I can just grab them up. Sometimes, man, I am guilty of being lazy. So there's sometimes I do things that I shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? Sitting down, watching TV. I should be playing my guitar more often.
Yeah.
It is therapy. I think that it can be negative for sure if I'm not paying attention, because I can get lost in just playing my guitar, because that's pretty much all I want to do, man. Most every night before I last thing I do before I retire is I go sit outside and I smoke a cigarette and I sit on my tailgate and I play my guitar. And if it wasn't, I don't know, man. I know a lot of people, they don't sit back and reflect on their day, or they don't sit back and take pride in what they did, or reflect on a loved one or relative, and try and get something out or release something about that. For me, most every single night, man, I'm on my tailgate with this guitar, trying to write a song just to express what I got inside me, because I think that, man, I think I should, for some crazy ass reason. I think that I should be doing that.
Yeah, and I think that reflection is good for us as human beings. There are a lot of people who don't do that, and I feel like when they don't, it kind of can lead people into a mindset of just kind of moving.
Yeah,
you know what
man.
I mean? Without really taking time to appreciate what's going on, or to
And then you're dead.
right, right.
It's almost like a meditation of sorts, or, some people need to sit and watch TV. That's how they unwind. It's not my thing too much. I mean, I feel like I need to be doing something. I'd rather be
Drinking beer.
Well, like listening to music, mixing music, recording music, working on something for music. It's
Yeah.
always been music, whatever it is.
Yeah, your grandkids are going to be listening to it at one. They'll be.
Yeah.
That's my great granddad right there.
And I mean, TV is a fine way of escapism, but I don't know. And I tried to not judge others, because so many people, that is their way of escaping, and when they come home from work, they want to just do nothing but watch TV. Yeah. It's not my thing, but I try to appreciate some of that. But it's like for you, I doubt you don't seem like a TV person. You seem like you would come home and you would play guitar or listen to music before.
Yeah, man.
Watching television.
Yeah. Usually when I get a TV, it's just because somebody gave it to me to blow up because I thought it would be cool.
You could probably create a YouTube channel with all the stuff you blow up and get millions of subscribers.
There's a guy. Have you seen that guy that does that?
Man,
Demolition Ranch.
There's some good stuff out there. There's a 50-gallon drum still in one of the oak trees out there in the property. I don't know how we're gonna get it out, but that was.
Is it full of gasoline?
That was last week. No, we put an explosive in a kind of we put it in a cylinder, a steel cylinder, and then we put a 50-gallon drum over top of it, and to blow the 50-gallon drum up in the air, and it worked. It went in the air, and it's stuck. Now it's stuck in a tree, and we're like,
oh my god!
Well, it's like 30 foot up in a tree.
Did you film this?
Put
it on YouTube.
Yeah,
I want to see
this. We did film it. My second cousin filmed it. He's 10. He just turned 10 years old. So he's got it on his phone. We have a lot of fun, man. There's tons of kids. We're real disciplined about that kind of thing.
You have a family, right? I mean, you have where you have.
Yeah, I got two beautiful children, Marley and William. They're
boy and a girl.
Yeah. They're spectacular. Marley is the girl.
I was about to ask.
Yeah. She's 13. Will is 14.
They're older.
Teenagers now, man.
Oh, they're only about a year apart, huh?
Yep. Okay. 17 months.
Oh, okay.
So they're gonna be driving soon. How do you feel about that?
You know what, Vance? I really wish you hadn't brought that up.
Did I mention I have guns,
dude? It's scary because when I look at myself, I'm like, I'm not much older than 19, 20. I'm just growing up myself. I'm not even a man.
Or you're like, I remember what I did when I was that age.
Yeah. It's scary. Fortunately, I try to tell my children to learn from your mistakes as well as learn from your dad's mistakes. Check this out.
Right.
So they actually
watch what I'm about to do, and then don't do this.
Yeah. Hold my beer and watch this.
Yeah. So they're great role models for me. I really look up to them. They take good care of me. Yeah, they're great kids, man. I hope I learn a little bit, from being a dad. Dude, I hope it makes me a better person. I hope that they learn as much from me as I learn from them, because it's.
I don't know if you can actively be something and not learn from it. I don't know if that's
for sure, man. You got to grow with it, man,
right.
And that's. It's a beautiful thing. So no matter how much I do get disheartened by what I don't have or what I would like to be able to provide for them or whatever, it just comes back to, learning a new ideal, learning another beautiful thing, and why. Right. What I have is important, and what I don't have, it really isn't important. So
yeah. Well, I mean, growing up myself, my family never really had a whole lot. But one thing that me and my siblings did always see and notice was the effort that was put in by our parents. Regardless of what we had, that really didn't matter to us. We might throw a temper tantrum at some time if we didn't have what our friends had. Yeah. But that lasted. Can
you believe that we did crap like that?
Yeah, right. We noticed more of the effort that our parents put in, and we did see that. So.
Well, I think that it's important to say, though, it doesn't matter whether you had something or you didn't have something, but really parenting is not a perfect science. And it's easy to armchair parent and say what people should be doing or shouldn't be doing with their kids or judge them, but every kid is different, and every kid's going to be raised differently, and every parent's going to raise kids differently.
And every parent does not know everything.
No.
Like, parents don't know anything.
They do, usually.
They're flying by the seat of their pants most of the time, but it always ends up working out.
They think they do, and they think they know what's best for that child.
That's a beauty.
Even though it might not be the best thing for that child, if that makes sense, at least from my experience.
Yeah. At the time, I didn't think what my parents were doing was the best thing for me, but I'm grateful for it. So,
and That's a beautiful thing. Like you were saying, everybody has the lessons. Parents learn from the kids learn from the parents.
Yeah,
and all.
dude. There's some kid out there whose parents don't give a shit about him, and they're like, no. I'm just grateful for what I got, and damn, man, thank God I can provide my kids the same.
Yeah,
shit. And
for sure.
I'm not gonna force them. Like, my parents basically forced me to learn how to play the guitar, and then after I learned how to play it, I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm gonna keep doing it. And that was before girls started looking at me.
And that didn't help. I mean, that helps after that.
Yeah,
It's like, well,
it
that's
does.
part of the perks.
But I'm not forcing my kids to do the same thing. You know, I definitely encourage them, and so
Do they play an instrument?
yeah, and I'm a weekend warrior, so I get them first, third, and fifth, weekend. And then we communicate, text, and talk all the time, and I get up there and see them. It's not like I don't get to spend time with them. Unfortunately, I'm not there every single day to force anybody to do anything. Force my son to learn how to play guitar or piano, and force my daughter to do this. But they're in band. My daughter's in band. She plays a harmonium, and she can play a few different instruments because she is a badass, and she can read music really well. And then my boy Will's playing guitar, but
Harmonium?
harmonium. It's a baritone, but it's got valves. It's got 4 valves on it.
I sell instruments. I thought I knew something, but
Is that a wind instrument? You
it's
blow
like,
into
well,
it?
I know what a baritone is.
Yeah.
It's like sort of like a small tuba.
Oh, okay.
Baritone. It's the way the bell is.
Gotcha.
One's up like this and one's curved. Anyway, a harmonium means it has more valves or something.
I guess it's the exact same thing.
I have
except
never
it's
heard
got
of that.
4 valves as opposed to 3.
Euphonium?
Harmonium.
Harmonium. I know what a euphonium is. Don't know what a harmonium is.
Harmonium, yeah. I'm pretty sure I have to double check. I asked my 13-year-old daughter Marley Hazel what the deal is, but yeah, harmonium. So she started off playing the trombone, and then she went to a valve trombone, and then she went to baritone. Now harmonium. So it's cool. And matter of fact, we jammed together for the first time. So I was like, just play some bass stuff on it, do. And she started doing it, and we started jamming, man. I got a huge grin on my face. It was awesome.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, and my son, I can't force him to play music. I can't force him to practice every day or whatever. So they're picking it up on their own, and hope to be a good influence. And just most importantly is you do it. The benefits of doing it are so you can impact the world around you, make it a better place.
Right.
Whether it's people around you or yourself, but you do it for a release, and you do it because it's good for your brain. Everybody needs to know how to play an instrument. Everybody does, man.
Yeah.
Everybody does. I don't care what you do for a living or you should know how to play an instrument. It's just healthy.
I agree.
Yeah. Teaches discipline.
Yeah.
It teaches harmony.
I'm not Joseph Stalin or like Hitler or anything. I'm not a real music Nazi, but just as long as you got the ability to express yourself in some form or fashion, because I find it beneficial, and I hope my kids can too. So
Absolutely. And I've seen studies where the act of being creative and creativity in itself is conducive to a happier lifestyle.
For sure,
Whether it be
man.
through music or through art or through whatever else.
Yeah, dude.
It is a release. for
We've
a lot of
actually had students at the music store where I work. We do, drum lessons, and we've had kids come in that were failing math, and they would enroll in drum lessons.
Amen, dude.
Learn how to count and start dealing with like counting and time and numbers, and the next thing you know, they're making a B in math,
And then still go to school.
an A or B in math.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're playing the
man.
drums. You're not going to make an A.
Dude, well, there were
drum
just a
humor.
couple
That was
reasons.
Vance making a slight to himself.
It's pretty good. You know any musicians?
I know ones that hang out with them. They're called drummers.
There's reasons why I went to school, and music is definitely one of them.
You know when the stage levels? You know when the stage is level?
Well,
When the drools come out of both sides of the drummer's mouth.
that's good. Hey, do you know how to tune an accordion? you throw it in a dumpster and it hits a banjo.
I thought it was a trombone. That's all right.
That's right. Or it hits a
It
drum
doesn't
set.
matter. It can be changed for whatever instrument they play.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so I actually wanted to talk to you a little bit about this song. I spoke earlier about the fact that it's one of my favorite songs that I've heard you perform, Oxblood Floors. So what exactly is that song about? I mean, there's a lot of good imagery about it, and I know oxblood, like, you know, older floors used to be stained with oxblood, yeah? And you reference your grandma in the song. Is that just...
Well, it's actually Big Dave, who, well, I was saying he plays with the Chubby Knuckle Choir. He's a bass player.
Okay.
Saying his great-grandmother had floors that were sealed in oxblood.
Okay.
And so he come up with that hook, and we just sat around one night and wrote a little around it, and then I don't know. I remember he rode me for a long time. It took me a while to finish the song, and I, you know, finishing it out and calling him up, saying, "Man, I got it done. Let's do this." And that's it. It took me a while, but yeah, what a great little line, man. He's got a fond memory of the old school way, how it used to be.
Right.
Nobody around knows anything like that, any kind of living like that. You gotta sacrifice an animal, and it you're gonna eat every part of it, and even its blood, you know, kind of creates a foundation for your home, man. And that's hard work and hard labor, and you don't get anywhere in life, you know, without hard work. Hey, y'all, this is Jimmy Watts, and we're in session at JackRabbit SoundShack. This next one here is called Oxblood Floors.
Well, my grandma's bones ache. She had a hard walk of life down the road, every step she'd take. And I'd hear her pray on bended knee. She'd say, "Lord, when you come back, please don't forget about me." Shadows was long and our hands were sore. She'd remind us of the oxen house blood and blessed our floor. She'd say, "Now son, where you come from? Took a lot of good people through a hard time and they pressed on. Now don't forget, now don't get lost. Saw him on a saddle, riding in the sand. Half a pint of whiskey and a rifle loaded in his hand. He wasn't looking for any peace. I could see the fire in his eyes beneath the shade of the tall pine tree. He was an old drunk fool, and all he'd done was wrong. You can't make it right and earn an honest dime. Come around here if it ain't worth a dime. We got oxblood floor, straw broom pressed, hard foundation set in my memory. Only one way to go, one way to get there. It's deep in the ground like a big old tree. grandma's bones ache. She had a hard walk of life down the road every step she'd take.
Welcome back. Jimmy, thanks for being here. And I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions about this last song. Because somebody actually called me the other day and it said Matagorda was the area code or whatever. And I was like, I knew that you were coming in here. I'm like, there's no way that these living out there. I mean, isn't that like out in Corpus Christi or somewhere?
Yeah, man, it's out there, down south, the third coast.
So what inspired you to write this song? Is this a love song?
Oh, man. Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah, it's a love song, man. You know, you turn a corner, sometimes you got a vision of what you're going to see before you turn the corner, you know what I mean?
And this song has gotten awards. It's been popular. It's sort of one of your popular hit songs that you become known for.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
It sounded to me almost like not fleeting love, but like temporary love, you know, almost like a fling kind of thing that you have for a summertime whenever I heard the song. Now, I've only heard it today when you came in to perform it. Jimmy's giving me a look like, yeah, sure. That makes sense.
It was fleeting, unfortunately. Okay. It was, she is the mother of my 2 children. We were married 8 years. Okay. That's who I wrote it for this chick. Should I not say that?
No, say it. Whatever.
Now it's kind of like you're giving away my secret.
Whatever.
Wrote it for this chick I was married to because I thought,
whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, well, there's alternate words to that song.
This is going to be heard by tens of people, so you're good.
She comes in late from whoring in. I can't, never mind. Anyway.
I might edit that out.
She works for the DOD right now, so I probably ought not.
Is that the original lyrics?
No, those are the alternate lyrics. I can't sing anymore on account of my mother and the U.S. government.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, do you have any? Do you have any shows coming up anytime soon?
Okay. Got a podcast today, which I'm doing right now. So
Correct.
I guess I'm gonna check that one off the list when I get home. And then, dude, I've got a really cool show that we do in Bastrop. It's Bike Night in Bastrop, Texas, at this place called Gracie's.
Okay.
Downtown Bastrop, Texas, at Gracie's. Once a month, we do a bike night. And so the streets are littered with
Bicycles.
Motorcycles.
Or motorcycles.
Motorcycles and motorcycle trash, which we all love, I love, and I am. And, man, we just party on down. I got the Watts brothers out there playing some honky-tonk and, rock and roll. And
what night is that coming up?
Thursday, April 27th.
April 27th.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And you say it's once a month?
Once a month, yeah.
And does it fall on the same, I guess, day, like the third Thursday or whatever it is?
We try.
You try. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a website?
No longer. Actually, nobody goes to the website anymore, so we just kind of stopped doing it.
Are you doing it on Facebook?
Facebook page. We're Reverb Nation. I don't spend a lot of time on. I should probably do something about that. But go to the Facebook page, Watts Brothers Band.
So if somebody wants to book you, messaging you is probably the best way to do it?
That's probably the best way, yeah.
Sorry I was so hard to get in touch with. You and I usually message.
I know, dude.
And then I was like sending you voicemails and like calling the wrong phone number. And then
was it some little girl or something?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Nobody answered. Nobody called me back.
And you say you play with the Soul Teens how often?
Every other Sunday. We got a show this Sunday. Yeah, but we're at Viejos
And Bastrop.
Bastrop, Texas, Main Street. We're there from noon to 3 every other Sunday. So if you want to hear some awesome gospel music, man, we're doing 3/4-part harmonies with Miss Linda Green. She's Al Green's cousin. She's awesome.
That's super cool.
Yeah, dude. And it's something else, man. So, Linda Green and the Soul Teens, because it's 4 crackers and then Miss Green. I do that, and then I got a bunch of good folks I play with at church, and we play some hillbilly gospel. and we all love that, and we love praising Jesus. And then we got let's see, I'm gonna be hopefully Jesus will be there with me. I'm in Padre 11, 12, and 13. And probably still going to get in trouble because Jesus is not going to, like, say, no, don't do that. So he's not there like God, man, like by the throat.
Are you playing solo or are you with the whole band?
Got the whole band, man.
And that's May 11, 12, and 13?
Yep. 11,
I
12,
think you
13.
would be perfect music for party and Padre style.
It is perfect music.
It's total party music, you know.
And you know what, man? There's good people down there. We played this place called Laguna Bob, right on the bay. It's right in between these two huge clubs, and so we got an interesting group of individuals that fluctuate in, and we always wind up having a great time.
That might be fun to go.
Well, I'm going to take us back to Matagorda Bay. I hate to change the subject, but I do want to get to that Matagorda Bay song. So this sort of like love song hit you wrote. When did you write this song? It's been a while ago, right?
Man, yeah, it's been a long time. I was thinking about that the other day. I can't remember when I wrote that song. 2005, 2006, somewhere around there.
And it's about a sort of like spring break love affair or a weekend love affair that you went to Matagorda Bay with your now ex-wife.
Well, yeah,
sort of. No, I don't want to give it all away.
You know,
listen to the song, right?
Yeah, you're out there. You're out there with the wind blowing and the sand and the ocean, and with someone you love. You know that you're gonna share a lot more memories with, and that's just one of the things that stayed in my mind, and for some reason it comes out on the guitar.
You were talking earlier about how it comes from your heart. That's why I think everybody loves that song.
Yeah, man. Well, shoot, dude. That's where the honesty comes in, and
the songs end up writing you instead of you writing the songs.
They do. So, and it is meaningful, and it is poetic, but really, man, none of this. It's. I'm having a hard time trying to explain myself. It just comes from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Something compels me to write those words down and sing them and play them. I don't know if it's because it makes me feel better, it makes me feel comfortable, or whatever.
It's how you express yourself.
That's it, dude. And it's really not me doing it. It's just something greater, I think, allows me to do that, because then I do have those. I do have those memories. Or I write a song, I write a piece of poetry, or I paint a picture. I'm able to preserve those memories in some form or fashion.
Yeah, it's like a snapshot in time.
Yeah,
kind of
dude, just kind of in a different perspective. Oh,
art does that too. I mean, art, visual art, music.
Yep.
It's and so many bands, they'll go in and they'll record and then they won't put that out. Oh, it's not perfect. And I'm like, no, man, that's a moment in time, a snapshot, and you're where you were at that time.
Yeah.
Put that out.
Yeah.
Stop being a perfectionist and worrying about it. Especially, I mean, people in the audio engineering industry, they'll sit there and beat a dead horse. And it's like, no, man, this band was here at this time. This is what they wanted. This is what they were playing. Put that on to tape and put it out. And then later put another one out.
Yeah. Well, there's art in that, in and of itself. There's art in that, being able to capture those moments, because all that stuff's fleeting. Some of the best artwork in the world has been destroyed right off the bat, right after it got done. Being able to right place, right time. Shoot, that's part of songwriting too. Being able to have that pen, or being able to remember, or have a guitar in your hand, or an instrument. Right place, right time, and that's that's where we come in. That's where we're here to like try and get that spot and grab it, so other people can listen to it and share it as well, and go, holy crap, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think everything we feel is kind of fleeting, and to be able to grab that and capture it and put it down on paper and into music is pretty awesome,
dude. Yeah, so I hope if somebody listens to that song, they can think about being on a beach, or the wind hitting them and their significant other holding them, or them coming around a corner and knowing damn well that car needs to be in the driveway, you know, and it is in the driveway, or it ain't in the driveway, or whatever. It's going to evoke some kind of emotion out of them, in which case, you know, they, you know, hopefully like what they hear. I don't know. That's the point of it, right? Well, even if they hate it, at least I got a reaction. Maybe that's better too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I think it's good stuff, and I appreciate you being here. Good music, and if you want to lead us into this last tune.
Yeah, I'll actually, since that's going to be the last one we finish the show off with, I'll introduce that. But Jimmy, I want to thank you as well. Vance has mentioned on the show before he's not a huge metal fan, but he's appreciated some of the metal that he's heard that I might have introduced him to. I'm not a huge country fan, but
I like metal music.
But I am a fan of good storytelling country. I'm not a fan of today's modern pop country. Right. I do like something, as you said, that is honest and something that tells a real story that people can relate to. Because when it's done that way, especially in the country vein, it is for me, it evokes more emotion than most songwriting typically, but it has to be done well, and you do that. So I want to thank you for coming in. I'm really happy to have met you and got to spend this time with you. We are going to finish this episode up, episode number 11, with Jimmy Watts here on In Session at JackRabbit SoundShack with Matagorda Bay. We want to thank you guys for listening in. Vance, where can people find us in case they found us by accident?
www.insessionjrss.com. Be sure to check out our last episode, episode 10, which basically featured us picking various songs from our last 9 episodes. It's a good way to recap. It's called the Rewind episode. And if you want to get a brief summary of what we're doing, that's a good one to check out. And we hope to have your band back in here, Jimmy Watts. And we've enjoyed having you solo, but we want to hear you rock with the whole band one of these days.
I've enjoyed you playing us out right now, actually. That's been kind of cool.
Yes.
Rock and roll, man.
Anyhow, thanks again, Jimmy. We really appreciate it. Guys, this is Matagorda Bay here on In Session at JackRabbit Soundcheck. We will see you next time.
She sleeps in the morning in a dream. She's lost, kind of touch her as she rustles. She is warm and soft. I try not to wake her up, but I can tell she is close enough. Getting through the day, my thoughts they must thrive. Kind of hard not to be thinking about the sweetest, greenest eyes looking up into mine, saying I want you. But you go on about it just the best that you can. You tell yourself it just don't matter about the place that you're in. That lines you made you walk began to wear down thin. But I remember a time before that she went away, like a night down on the beach down in Matagorda Bay. And every time I feel the cold breeze, I feel her warm embrace. And when I think about it now, as if it's all gone wrong, get a fire in my body that just don't belong. And there's a question I ask myself, I hope and I pray that I get it wrong. Lord, I hope that she is home when I get there. I think about it every single night, it drives me crazy. Lord, I hope that she is home when I get there. The thought of her all alone I couldn't bear. Man. Now it'll come out of words every now and again about how I could have done better, or it could have been. But remember again how that line, it wears down thin. And you can't live your life with a broken heart, 'cause it will eat at your soul and tear it all apart. And time will speed up as soon as you depart from there. But I remember a time before that she went away, like a night down on the beach down in Matagorda Bay. Now every time I feel a cold breeze, I feel her warm embrace. And I will live my life in hell to know she's alright. She could end the world tomorrow and I'd still be on her side. I'd take nothing but a bunch of fussing for one more good night.